What is a second home versus an investment property? You want to stay on and watch. Lately, I've had a few really interesting questions from people who are inspired to buy an investment property, and I just thought I kind of get some insight out to you. There are two ways that you can actually make a purchase in addition to your current primary residence. You could either purchase a second home, home number two, or an investment property. So this video is going to kind of give you some side-by-side comparisons of what is a second home, what qualifies as a second home, and what would be an investment property, okay? So first of all, by the Internal Revenue Service Code, a second home is defined as you must live in this second home for more than 14 days per year, or 10% of the total days you rent to others. On the other hand, an investment property would qualify as a property that you purchase with the full intention of renting it out and receiving full rental income for it, full time. Most lenders will require for you to show proof that the second home, to qualify as a second home, it must be at least 50 miles from your primary residence to be considered a second home. Whereas an investment property, you could literally buy an investment property in the same city that you live in now. So the mileage is not an issue when it comes to an investment property. Interest rates. For a second home loan, the interest rates are usually better, in other words, lower than what it would be for an investment property. Also, the down payment required typically would be less for the second home than an investment property. And since we are living in the United States and our credit scores seem to define who we are, and there's a whole other video that I'm going to do later on that talks about how to work on improving your credit scores. But for now, to purchase a second home, to qualify for a second home loan, your credit score may need to be slightly higher than the requirement it would be for an investment property. Now, as I said all of these things to you, depending on which lender, which mortgage company you're working with, you will need to check all of these guidelines that I just shared with your lender, because ultimately your lender, every company has their own specific guidelines around it. Your lender is going to be able to give you a clearer insight between the second home loan and investment property. So you want to check with them to make sure that you meet the requirements. As a rule of thumb, in terms of how long you hold a property, real estate is cyclical. And right now we're in a sort of a kind of a downward slightly cycle. It takes about 5 years. You should be able to hold a property for at least 5 years before you plan to sell. So if you're looking to buy and then hopefully to sell in the next couple of years, it may not be the right investment channel for you. So talk to your trusted real estate agent and your trusted mortgage specialist and explore more into all of these areas. Thanks for watching.